let me say a word about Starship Century. We don't advertise ourselves. Starship Century is an organization formed by my twin brother Greg, who's sitting back there, and myself. We use the sums that we have earned from the sales of our book, Starship Century, which is an interstellar advocacy book, to advance the interstellar idea via public events such as TVIW, this event. We're a sponsor. Our goal for this meeting is to bring together the interstellar advocacy groups. We have been partially successful in doing that. Now that there are real efforts underway, principally in the form of the Breakthrough Foundation's Starship project, and also by NASA in funding a study by Tau Zero, our other third organization here today, we advocate building toward the vast possibility of interstellar by uniting the advocacy community, which is us, or at least we're part of it. Our challenge is to support this great goal together by holding a single meeting every year or two to include as many factions, frankly, of the interstellar advocacy community, and include the emerging technical efforts. So you'll see in this conference a heavy emphasis on the technical, especially in this session. Getting all our voices together is essential to achieving a future we desire. Thinking about starships means building interstellar capable technologies on the interplanetary scale first, but with the stars in view, especially in the area of propulsion. Now, I mentioned the fact that we want to try to bring together the interstellar advocacy groups. One problem that happened in the early days of science fiction was that the science fiction fan groups engaged in incessant warfare with each other over who was Mr. Science Fiction. That is, who was the leading group? Well, in fact, there were no leading groups. There were only these factions. It took that community almost 20 years to finally come together and have a Worldcon, a convention where everyone came, which in this year had 10,000 participants. And that's been a successful unification, but it started in 1939, and it took until the 50s till the whole system got going. Let's not take that long to do that with these factions. There are too many Mr. Interstellars in this world, leading small groups at the head of their dwindling campaign or parade. We need to pull together to advocate, because now real projects are starting to happen, and we can help spread interest in that by sticking together. So that's the reason that my brother and I have sponsored this conference, and especially because one of my other hats that I wear is that I'm on the Starship project. So I thought that to start this TVIW 2017, we would spend a rather long session. We will be here another 4 hours, not counting the breaks, to do the first public review of the Starship project at its present stage. We have the leading figures of Starship here today who will go into a lot of the detail about what's happening. Now, it's an object in motion, so to speak. It's changing every day. In fact, I expect that when Pete Kluper talks in a moment, I'm going to learn things that I didn't know yesterday, because it's a moving target. And as you know from shooting skeet, you don't always hit all of them. The essence of what I'm trying to do here today is to give you an overview of both the promise and the deep difficulties of interstellar. And I think you will, at the end of this, if you see all of this, and if you get the idea that interstellar is really hard, and there are a lot of unsettled questions, in fact, the vast majority of questions are unsettled, you will have gotten the message. So, let us begin. I'm sorry to say that Pete Warden, who was to give the opening address, was assigned elsewhere and is in Europe all of a sudden, and will not be giving his speech today. But his number two, his right-hand man, his interstellar engineer, is here today to give that address. He is Pete Kluper. Now, prior to his role in the Breakthrough Foundation, Pete was the director of engineering at NASA Ames in California. While he was at Ames, he developed the Aquila, the Laddie, these are missions, Laddie, TESS, Pharmasat, Oreo, and other small spacecraft missions, while aiding in the development and operation of the Kepler and the Sophia projects. So he has a long history in making things real and in herding the cats that technical people seem to resemble.